There was a wedding in the church, and the beautiful bride came slowly up to the groom, her face full of joy and happiness. Just on the second floor of the church, another girl was performing an evil ritual by spilling salt from a bottle on the floor. She spelled, "The first candle is in my soul, the second candle is in your soul, and let our souls be intertwined." Then winding the candles, and continued to read, "You shall always be faithful to me, and we shall never part." Then she lit the candle, squeezed a drop of blood from the open wound in her palm, and stained it with a white cloth. The girl lit the white cloth, threw it aside and ate the prepared raw meat. Hello, everyone. Today, Josie is going to share with you a 2021 Russian horror thriller, Love Curse: The Black Wedding. Josie's channel is dedicated to discovering and introducing niche movies, dedicated to the unique you. So please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Jinya and Cyril is a pair of lovers. Jinya is the wedding dress designer, Cyril is a bohemian sculpture artist. They originally deeply love each other. Jinya gave birth to their daughter even not married. One day, Jinya came to Cyril's studio with her daughter. As soon as she entered the door, she saw that Cyril was flirting with another girl in bed. Jinya was so angry that she slammed the door and left. She thought Cyril would come to explain to her the next day, but Cyril did not think of any remorse and complained about Jinya interfering in his life and even disturbing his creation. He felt suffocated in her and asked to break up with Jinya. Jinya was furious and slapped the man. Cyril is very inexorable, wiped the nosebleed with a handkerchief, threw on Jinya, and went away, not even turn around his head, leaving the stunned Jinya. Back home, all kinds of feelings well up in her heart, but Jinya still can't let go of this relationship. At her wit's end, she suddenly remembered a famous local witch. In desperation, she decided to give it a shot and found the witch to ask her for help. The witch told Jinya there is a black spell, love spell, can let her boyfriend back to her side, and never change his heart. However, after casting the spell, the evil spirits will be awakened, and only if they feed on true love, she will be safe. If she changed on the halfway, she will suffer serious consequences. Jinya immediately agreed without thinking. The next step is to find a true love couple, cast a spell during their wedding ceremony to summon the spirit, and then the spirit will parasitize the object to be bewitched. Jinya thinks about where can she find the true love couple. Suddenly, she thought of her female client, Kira, who was about to get married. She had seen Kira and her husband Oleg, and they are deeply attached to each other, admiring sweet love, often envy others, and they must be a true love couple. Kira and Oleg are getting married. All their friends and family are blessing them. The priest is saying the vows. However, Jinya is on the second floor performing a dark magic ceremony. She said a mantra, praying that Cyril would only love and be true to herself, and that they would never part again. Meanwhile, the witch, in cooperation with the practice, Cyril was also affected by dark magic, began to feel dizzy. Downstairs, the bride and groom began to exchange wedding rings, but the bride suddenly had nose bleeding, shocked all the guests, but fortunately the ceremony had been completed. The couple embraced and walked out of the church. Jinya also stumbled to the church at this time. After the completion of the dark magic ceremony, she had abdominal pain, and finally lacked the physical strength, have a sudden blackout, faint outside the church. Oleg is a doctor, sent Jinya to the hospital immediately, and also treat her himself. Kira sat in the hospital aisle wearing a wedding dress. At the moment she was extremely angry and wronged, as the wedding was interrupted by the appearance of Jinya. At this moment, her ex-boyfriend came over, took her in his arms and whispered comfort. After taking care of Jinya, Oleg remembers being left out as bride and looks around for her, but found Kira making out with her ex-boyfriend in the hospital utility room. They broke up on the spot. Kira is so struggle about why she is so abnormal today. She begged Oleg not to leave. Lying in the hospital bed, Cyril came to find Jinya, who became very affectionate. Cyril said he was crazy infatuation with Jinya, and asked to get back together with Jinya. Jinya is ecstatic, and they went back to the good old days and spent a few happy days. Kira found Jinya requested to return the wedding dress. She felt guilty, prayed for Kira's forgiveness, but Kira seems not to appreciate. As soon as Genya got home in the evening, she heard her daughter crying loudly, while Cyril was painting and sculpting all the time as if he had not heard anything. As Cyril left their daughter behind, Genya blamed Cyril why not take care for their daughter. Cyril explained that since Genya left for work, he had been in a state of panic and could not pay any attention to anything. He missed Genya for a whole day and asked her not to go to work tomorrow. After hearing this, Genya felt a shiver ran down her spine, Cyril's abnormal obsession which made Genya feels creepy. These days, Genya is a little listless at work since in the face of Cyril's incessant phone calls, she is very annoyed. This does not seem to be the love she wants. Suddenly, a burst of abdominal pain hit her. When the pain gradually relieved, a woman's cry came from the layer of the wedding dress. Genya joined courage to tear the wedding dress to look for the sound. Suddenly a ghost caught her. In her desperation, escape, Kira's ex-husband Oleg appeared. He came to the end of the wedding dress. Knowing that Kira had come to return the dress, he apologized to Genya. They had a nice chat. Genya had abdominal pain attack again. Oleg was about to send her to the hospital. Having got in the car, Cyril darted out and started to fight with Oleg as he saw Oleg as a rival in love. In order to possess Genya completely, Cyril puts forward the proposal of marriage. That night, Cyril took Genya back home, asked his mother for the heirloom ring, and said he wants to propose to Genya. The parents of the rich family despised Genya, and the mother said that the ring should be given to the daughter-in-law of the equal family, which could not be Genya. Cyril stood up and went to his mother. He cut off his mother's wedding ring finger with a pair of scissors. Holding the bleeding wedding ring, Cyril knelt down in front of Genya to propose marriage. Genya ran out the door in a panic. But Cyril came after her and knocked her out. When she woke up in a bathtub in Cyril's studio, covered in sculpture mud, and on the other side were their daughters, whom Cyril was going to make living statues of. While the mud was not dry, Genya got up and knocked out Cyril, holding her daughter and running for her life. Fortunately, there was a policewoman drive by. Genya was saved. Cyril was in hot pursuit, frantically following them on his motorbike. Luckily the front construction section is narrow, can only pass a car. Genya finally gets rid of her boyfriend's entanglement. Genya came to the Oleg's home for protection. Oleg was willing to provide shelter for them. Meanwhile, in the hospital Oleg found the body of a traffic accident. When he uncovered the white cloth, unexpectedly it was Cyril. Genya came to the morgue, gave her boyfriend the last goodbye, and told him the truth. Right after she had said this, something terrible happened. Cyril grabbed her by his cold hands and dragged her into the freezer with him. The iron door of the freezer opened. Genya escaped. The devil has been awakened. Genya lied to the devil, and he's going to take his revenge on her. Genya has nobody to rely on, only Oleg can help her, so she told Oleg the truth. Unexpectedly, Oleg was not angry and willing to help her. They found the Red Witch for help. The Red Witch said that had told Genya the seriousness of the consequences, and for how to solve the angry evil spirit. She is sympathetic but have no ability to help. Fortunately they met the Red Witch's mother, who had already foreseen their arrival, and waiting for a long time, said that there is only one way to solve this matter, that is making the black magic ceremony in a reverse way, and wrapped candles completely separate. Oleg went to convince Kira to participate in the ceremony. Kira resists at first, but when she saw the evil spirit and realizes that she was a part of the dark magic ceremony, she agreed to help in order to make things right. In the evening, they came to the church. Genya began to untwist the twisted candles, but the hands and feet were controlled by the devil, unable to move. Kira, who came to help, has also been possessed by demon. She lit the candles of the winding and claimed the revised black magic ceremony was invalid, and then fought against Oleg. Which woman came forward to help, and want to use spell out a devil inside Kira. Have never thought this incredibly powerful evil spirit. Her wand moments were broken into two segments, half of which directly were into the woman's body. When Kira regained her senses, she tells the crowd that the demon has copied Genya's boyfriend, and that he kidnapped Genya's mother and baby, ready to kill them. Genya rushed to Cyril's studio in the company of Oleg. Cyril had already turned into a clay figure, and Oleg was no match for him, even if he smashed half of Cyril's ceramic head with a stone. Cyril was still holding him in midair, ready to strangle the doctor. Genya has realized that there is no turning back with Devil's agreement. The ceremony must be completed even if the death. She cried to Cyril. I promise to stay with you forever. Cyril looked at her, then disappeared. Genya kissed Oleg, who fell unconscious, and sank into the muddy bath. As the scene turns, Genya enters the church in a black wedding dress, and the candle in her hand indicates that the black love spell is still going on. At the other end of the church stands Cyril, and they are married in the underworld. Love is poison. A sweet poison, yes, but it will kill you all the same. That's the end of the story. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and follow. Josie will continue to work hard to show you more exciting content.